Hello everyone. Today we will have a question. Let's see what it is. What are the constituents of the phloem? Or what are the different parts of phloem? Before that, tell me what is meant by phloem? The food conducting complex tissue, right? That's it. Now back to the question. The constituents of the phloem. To find the constituents of the phloem, we will go for the image of phloem. Now, identifying each part will help to identify the different constituents of phloem. So starting from this portion, here we have a plate-like structure, right? Yes, we have a plate-like structure which separates these two structures and they are known as sieve plate, right? So they are plate-like structures, that's why they are known as sieve plate, right? Now, this structure, this particular structure, don't they look like a tube or a pipe? Yes, this might be the conducting tissue, right? The particular portion. So let's see what this portion is, and that particular portion is called sieve tube elements, right? So they are looking like tube, that's why they are named sieve tube elements, and this might be the conducting tissue, right? Now moving on, we have this portion, the lining portion. This lining portion is known as, let's see, the phloem fiber, right? So these are the phloem fibers, and moving on, we have this particular green portion, right? So this particular green portion is known as parenchyma cells. Why? Because they are made up of parenchymatous cells, right? So there is parenchyma, and what is left behind? Let's see. We have sieve plate here, we have sieve tube here, and this portion is identified, and this portion is also identified, and this is left behind, right? This portion next to the sieve tube elements is left behind, and let's see what it is, and that is companion cells. So this one is companion cell. So we have all these portions, and let's see what are the different constituents of the phloem. And it is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we will have 5 constituents, right? Starting from, we have sieve cells, sieve tube elements, right? Here we have sieve tube elements, right? This portion. The third one we have phloem fiber, yes. And fourth one we have parenchyma cells, here it is. And the last one we have companion cells, right? This portion is companion cells. So we have all these portions and we have the constituents. And you might be wondering why we haven't talked about sieve cells, right? Now we will skip that portion, moving on to statements. First one, phloem is the food conducting living except phloem fibers complex tissue. So phloem is a complex tissue, you know that. It is a food conducting complex tissue and they are living except phloem fiber. So except phloem fiber, everything is living, right? And they are food conducting complex tissue. Second one, sieve tube elements are the tubular with perforated walls. So they are tubular with perforated walls. See, they have sieve plate, right? And they are perforated with holes, right? They are having holes. That's why they are known as sieve tube elements, tubular with perforated walls, right? Let's move on. The companion cells. The companion cells helps in transfer of material. So the main conducting tissue is sieve tube elements, but it cannot conduct itself. So it will take the help of the companion cells, just like the name, the companion. So companion cells will be the companion of sieve tube elements. That's it. So it will help in the transfer of materials. In this case, the food, right? And finally, we have the sieve cells are found in gymnosperms. And that's why we didn't talk about sieve cells in this particular portion, because this is an image of angiosperm and sieve cell is a primitive form which is found in gymnosperm, right? It is a phloem thing and sieve cells are only found in gymnosperm. That's why we didn't talk about sieve cell in this particular angiosperm, right? So tell me what are the different constituents of the phloem. We have sieve cells, sieve tube elements, phloem fiber, parenchyma cells and companion cells. That's it. Thank you.